Hello, I am Gulnara Omar and welcome to my weekly podcast. Please join me and my guests as we dive into wellness, empowerment psychology, health, beauty, and helpful tips on how to create positive change with greater energy and courage. So, let's get inspired to live healthier, more empowered, and fulfilling lives. Well, hello, dear friends, and welcome to my weekly podcast. As you know, last week I launched my first episode. I'm so excited. And we recorded a great podcast for you, and it was about forgiveness. And we have more to come with the same guest, Almita Lobo, maybe next week. But this week we have prepared for you a special topic about your wellness. Many people think that wellness is about mindfulness, is about yoga, retreats, is about self-care, which is very true. However, your wellness consists of 8 dimensions. Yes, 8 dimensions. And if you really want to have a balanced life, all 8 dimensions of wellness must reach a certain level. Let's say on the scale from 1 to 10, they should not be below 5. We're going to strive to have those wellness dimensions above 5, ideally close to 10, ideally. But we have the entire life to reach this ideal state. We're not here just to do something to arrive and then to think that, okay, we don't have to do anything. That's the beauty of life, because we are here to understand where in our life we are lacking something and strive to reach certain balance there. So let me share with you about those 8 dimensions of life, of wellness, so you understand which dimension in particular you would like to focus on today. And that's how we change in life. We change because there's a certain level of pain in this area, and because we want to remove this pain, we decide to take actions. We decide to do something. I heard that interesting question when someone asked, if you were told that in the next 30 years, you're going to live perfect life, you won't have any challenges, you won't have any problems, everything will be so smooth and easy, would you want to do anything? Would you strive for growth? Would you want to learn something new? And the answer is probably not, because you're already so comfortable. Life is good. Why would you do anything? So sometimes pain, in many cases, is a great catalyst for us to do something. It pushes us to get out of comfort zone and to do something with our life, to create that change, not to wait for this change to come, but actually to take actions. So going back to 8 dimensions of wellness, all of these dimensions are very codependent. They are very intertwined. And once you start working on one dimension, it will positively impact other 7 dimensions, and your life will start getting better. I love that saying, when you get better, your life gets better. So, dimension number 1 is emotional wellness. And emotional wellness is about you understanding your feelings and emotions, and also knowing how to self-regulate, how to react, how to respond to certain triggers in life. I had clients who, I had clients who came to me with a certain complaint that they don't feel. They don't understand their emotions. Therefore, they don't know how to react properly. They don't have emotional intelligence. And that happens to us when in our childhood, we decide just to shut down certain painful feelings. But the way our nervous system works is that if you shut down one emotion, all other emotions gets shut down. So you don't feel much of a joy and happiness. You become like a zombie. You may feel anger sometimes or negative emotions, and it's actually better than feeling nothing. Because when you feel nothing, you're indifferent. It's almost like depression. And depression comes when we are so sad for a continuous period of time. I say that sadness is not so bad. We like to feel sadness in movies, but also it has a happy end. Sometimes we have sadness when, let's say, you work on a fun project with your teammates and this project is coming to an end, so you have this bittersweet. You feel sad that you no longer will see your friends, your teammates as often as you used to. And the project is coming to an end, so you feel some sadness here. So we do need different emotions. So emotional wellness entails understanding your emotions, all the entire spectrum of emotions, and also knowing yourself. What are your triggers? Why does this trigger you? And understanding why you're responding to certain things. So emotional intelligence is part of emotional wellness. Dimension number 2 is physical dimension. And physical dimension is responsible for your health, your physical fitness, your illnesses, and how you treat your body. Do you use preventive approach or curative approach? Preventive meaning, do you prevent your illness to get to your body? Do you live healthy life? Do you have a certain quality of life where your immune system is so strong, when your nutritional level is so great, when your ergonomics is good, your environment around you, your wellness space is so good that you don't get sick? Or you abuse your body, you are so stressed out, you have burnout, you experience different nervous system breakdowns throughout the year, and you eat unhealthy because you come home, you're so tired, and you just want to eat anything. You just want to eat junk food because your willpower is so low. So the question is, how do you reach that physical wellness with mindfulness, with awareness of what is your body type, what makes you happy or energized, what foods suits your digestive system? So understanding yourself, again, it boils down, like wellness is all about you, your wellness, your understanding your emotional states, your physical states. So now we are going into the third dimension, also understanding your spiritual wellness. Spirituality in that sense means not only religion or what faith you decide to follow, it is your sense of meaning and purpose in life. Because you didn't come here just to eat and sleep and go to work from 9 to 5, or just have a partner and have intimacy and watch TV. There are other things of a greater meaning and beyond that, which is why you're here. When you were born, you were given a certain gift by God or Allah or Jesus, or Buddha, higher force, whatever you call it. You were born with a certain gift. And when you came with this gift, you were expected to bring it to the world in a form of service so that the world becomes a better place because of your gift. But how you develop your gift and how you bring it to fruition and allow the world benefit from your gift, that's tightly connected with your life meaning and purpose. So Now we talked about 3 dimensions. One dimension was emotional, second wellness dimension was physical, and a third was spiritual dimension. Let's talk about dimension number 4. The dimension number 4 is intellectual dimension. An intellectual dimension is about your mental toughness, your brain is how you engage in mental activities, how you learn new things. You create new neuropaths in your brain by exposing yourself to new things, going to new places, not being stuck in one thing and just having the same routine over and over, or going to the same resort every year, the same city. Getting out of your comfort zone and learning new things and observing new things and getting inspired by new things. And that's intellectual because your brain is becoming so active because it has to process new places, new people, new languages, new things, and developing your memory skills, focus skills, not allowing your age really downgrade your mental abilities. How much are you reading? If it's not books, how many articles are you reading? What do you do to keep your mental fitness? And polishing your communication skills and understanding other people, understanding yourself in that sense. So intellectual wellness is very important. And if you do that, when you grow older, you will be just as sharp or sharper and wiser and more intelligent than when you were younger. So it's a win-win. Dimension number 5 is environmental wellness. And environmental wellness talks about taking care of your planet. Our planet gives us so much, so many resources. And us being responsible, how we sustain what we have, how we preserve water and energy, how we consume things that are good for environment, and understand how to take care of Earth, of Mother Earth, which has been taking care of you and me since we were born. And it's time for us to be more conscientious and more responsible and give back. And that's called environmental wellness. Dimension number 6 is social wellness. Social wellness encompasses our ability to build and to keep important relationships. And the word keep is the key word because we can build relationships, yes, but keeping them and fostering them and making sure that these relationships are win-win and they contribute to your quality of life. That's a very critical point in social wellness because you need to develop skill to socialize with others, with your family members, with your coworkers, with your friends, in a way that you can express yourself openly and authentically, and also other people have the right and space to express themselves. I think it's one of the very important and most important skills for happiness, because if you don't know how to socialize, you will live in isolation and loneliness. And research shows that for us to be happy, we need to feel that we are belonging, we are part of something, we are communicating with someone, we are connected. We need 2 things to be happy is progress. Yeah, there are 2 things, progress and connection. So connection is a part of social wellness. So developing that skill of being a good communicator, being a great listener, knowing how to give a feedback, knowing how to have fair conflict, knowing how to start relationships, how to become the person where people feel comfortable with. And you may ask me, why do people need to express themselves openly? Because if you are too closed, if you don't share your things with others, people will stop trusting you, or in the first place, they won't be able to trust you if you're not allowing yourself some level of vulnerability, some level of openness, and taking the risk to talk about yourself. And I'm not talking about dumping your stuff on another person. It's like, oh, let me tell you all about my stuff, about my things. Too much information. Please don't share so much. I can't handle it. So we need to respect other people's boundaries. And that's another part of social wellness. How are you becoming socially intelligent and knowing when to say what to say, when to protect your boundaries, and when not to cross another person's boundaries? So, yeah, that's a big one. And we need to measure from 1 to 10, where am I today in my social wellness dimension? Dimension number 7 is professional dimension, and that has to do with your occupation, with your work, with your business, with your career. Are you satisfied with it? Do you feel you're growing? Are you stuck? Are you progressing as a professional? Are you increasing your and developing your expertise and competence level? So all of these points are important to understand, where am I in my professional dimension of wellness? Do I feel balanced? Do I want to do more, or am I doing too much? If you're a workaholic, maybe you need to slow down, and maybe you need to balance yourself. Because, as I said earlier, all 8 dimensions are so codependent, and they impact each other hugely. So if you fix your professional imbalance, professional dimension of wellness, and if you work too much, and if you experiencing burnout, nervous breakdown, and if you slow down and you learn how to respect your body, respect your time, set boundaries, set professional boundaries, it is going to affect your physical well-being, your health. It will affect your emotional well-being, and maybe social well-being, because you'll have more time for your family and friends. And yeah, it's really amazing how this saying works. When you get better, your life gets better. And you can start with one dimension, and you will see how your life will unfold, and in such a miraculous way, where you will say, wow, why didn't I start this change earlier? And the last wellness dimension, dimension number 8, is financial wellness. As you probably know, money issues can be a source of a lot of challenges and marital breakdown in many families. Canada statistics reported that half of the people involved in divorces reported that financial issues, money problems, were the main reason for ending their marriage. Imagine half of the divorcing couples. So, understanding your financial situation, understanding basics of money, the budgeting, saving, investing, giving enough attention to this topic, to this dimension, will definitely improve it. Because where attention goes, energy flows, result shows. If you want something to be improved in your life, if you want something to get better, you need to give it some energy, some attention. Otherwise, nothing will get better by itself. So, this dimension needs attention of many people, because in many parts of the world, wherever I coached people and trained, I could tell that people didn't have enough financial literacy. And unfortunately, they don't teach this topic at school. And not so many parents educate children how to invest, how to save, how to budget, how to respect money. I grew up with the same issue, and I wrote about it in my book about childhood traumas that affect our finances when we grow up. What I want to say is that if you want to improve any dimension out of all of these 8 dimensions, you need to give it attention. And you can start with one, because I understand it's hard to do all at once. You can be so overwhelmed, and you can say, you know what, I don't have enough energy, I don't have health, I don't have money, I need. So start with one thing. And usually the way you can make a choice is by deciding which dimension causes most pain. And as I said, it can be overwhelming to think about all wellness dimensions and think, well, where do I begin? So focus on the one that causes the most pain and the most suffering. And when you start taking steps towards this particular wellness dimension that bothers you the most, you will prove to yourself that you can fix it. Even if you start taking baby steps day by day, you will get there. But if you don't take any actions, you will never fix it. That's the problem. And it won't fix itself. And the first initial step for me was learning about it. I remember I wanted to learn more about investments and about saving and making wiser decisions about money, more strategic decisions. And my older son, Talgat, he suggested me to read the book called Psychology of Money. And it was really a great book, and it's an easy read. It gave me a great insight on how to handle money and about the history of money and some great examples. So learning from others and reading good books will be very helpful. Taking courses, invest in yourself, and then this new knowledge will make a shift. Be curious. That's a great lesson that I learned from my younger son, Arman. He was always encouraging me instead of telling me what to do or making statements about me. He was talking about himself. Be curious. And social wellness is about building and keeping relationships, especially with your close ones, your family members. And this concept of curiosity really helped me to step back and stop telling people, because I like psychology and I think I see things in people, so I would tell something. But then I thought I should be curious. I should be asking. Maybe this person already has done so much and this person doesn't need any advice. And this person is already on his or her journey. So, wellness is about understanding yourself and focusing on you and learning and allowing yourself to grow in this particular area and being patient with yourself. So, I hope this podcast about 8 dimensions of life helped you. And the last thing I want to say is changing your life is about changing your habits. One of my habits that I incorporated into my life maybe a couple of years ago is drinking relaxing tea before going to bed. And it's usually chamomile, but it could be a mixture of different teas. It's a good habit because it impacted the quality of my sleep and how I wake up. And up to 40% of our daily behavior is comprised of our habits, maybe more. I read somewhere about 40, but it could be more because we are creatures of habits. So if you start changing your habits in this particular wellness dimension, this is how you're going to change this dimension. And on the scale from 1 to 10, maybe you are 3 now, but if you change your habits and start doing it differently, maybe in a few months you'll be 6 or 7 or 8 in 1 year. So take actions, my friend. Be gentle with yourself, but also have some time for self-reflection. And then only you will understand that, you know what? It's time for me to change. And instead of having someone or something impose this change on you, unwanted change, unexpected change, you will create change yourself. And that's a better position of personal responsibility, a personal choice. Thank you again for joining me, and please share in the comments below what kind of topics would be interesting for you. And I would love to cover them for you or invite experts who know more about these particular topics that are interesting for you. And don't forget to like and subscribe and forward this video to people who may benefit from it and grow and become happier. Sometimes we just need one piece of information to create a shift in our mind. And yeah, so I hope you learned something today. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you and you joining my podcast. I hope to see you soon. Stay well, be well, and stay empowered to empower people in your life and live a happy and courageous life. Take care.